Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right everybody, the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. And first, I gotta give a big shout out to Alex Inkster. Thank you so much, homie. He just signed up on our Patreon page, patreon.com/PCP. He now has access to PCP After Hours, the podcast, and a whole lot other exclusive content, newsletters, things like that. So check out patreon.com/PCP. And Alex, thank you so much from everybody here at PCP, including myself. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously, we can't thank you enough. So let's get on with the pop culture wrap-up. We're going to start off with some comic book news. First of all, Kelly Thompson, one of my favorite writers at Marvel right now. She wrote the Hawkeye book that was my absolute favorite Marvel comic of 2017, has just announced a new ongoing series, West Coast Avengers. West Coast Avengers is going to be awesome. I'm super pumped for it. It looks fresh, it looks fun, it looks hip. It's got an interesting cast. It's got Kate Bishop Hawkeye, it's got Clint Barton Hawkeye, it's got Fuse, who is Kate's boyfriend, it's got not Miss America, but America, and Gwenpool. Gwenpool is so weird to me, and I'm not typically would consider myself a Gwenpool fan, but I trust Kelly Thompson and what she's going to do with this series. We also have Quentin Quire in this series, and he's one of my favorite characters from the Grant Morrison X-Men run, and still, just that character is awesome. So I'm excited to see him coexist with Kate and Clint and the others. I'm super pumped for this series. It's going to have artwork by Stefano Caselli. It comes out in August. I think this is going to be really, really fun. Kelly Thompson on her Twitter page said this is going to be like Parks and Rec meets superheroes. That's awesome. Though I think they did that show already. What was that show called? Powerless? Man, I liked that show and it like went away really, really quick. Anyway, Parks and Rec meets superheroes. West Coast Avengers. It's back. Hawkeye fans rejoice. Kelly Thompson fans rejoice. There we go. There's going to be some more books announced from her soon. I'm betting on Jessica Jones. DC just announced in August they're going to do another round of those DC Looney Tunes crossovers. They did some last year. They're doing some this June with Hong Kong Phooey and Black Lightning, Dynamite and the Super Sons. But they got a whole new lineup coming up in August. One-shots crossing over Looney Tunes and DC characters, and I'm super pumped for these ones. First of all, we got Catwoman, Tweety, and Sylvester, written by Gail Simone, so that one should be kind of interesting. Gail Simone has a lot of fans in the industry, and those are characters that she's worked with before. And of course, Tweety, Sylvester, and Catwoman, absolutely. Harley Quinn and Gossamer. I did not realize that Gossamer is that monster with the tennis shoes. I didn't realize that character actually had a name. So Harley Quinn and that character, that kind of makes sense. I'm not the biggest Harley fan. Of course, Harley fans are going to be excited about this news, especially with Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner doing the writing duties on that one shot. The one I'm a big Daffy Duck fan. There's a Joker Daffy Duck series by Scott Lobdell, Brett Booth. Very exciting and intrigued to see where that's going to go. I'm a huge Daffy Duck fan, so having him in a book with the Joker, that seems pretty nifty to me. But the one I'm the most excited about is the Lex Luthor Porky Pig one-shot by Mark Russell and Brad Walker. Mark Russell's been making waves with his work on the Snagglepuss Chronicles and on the Flintstones, of taking these characters and doing some like social commentary and relevant modern type storytelling with these characters, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do with this Luthor Porky Pig crossover. I'm super, super pumped for that one. At Marvel, we got some big news about the Venom books. First of all, Venom #1 has come out by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. I loved that book. It made my pick of the week. I thought it was great. It added some new information about symbiote that we never knew before. Like, for instance, there was a host before Eddie Brock, even on Earth, right? Or something like that. So there's going to be a 5-issue weekly series in August by Mike Costa and Mark Bagley. It's going to be Venom First Host. It's going to reveal, I guess, how the symbiote got to the Battle World planet in Secret Wars and who had the symbiote, who was bonded with it before Spider-Man found it in Secret Wars. So that's kind of exciting. I think that's kind of cool. Goes right along with what Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman are doing on Venom, which is one issue in. It's changed up some stuff, so I think that's really, really nifty. There's also going to be a Web of Venom one-shot called Venom. Apparently Nick Fury, back in Vietnam, they were trying to do super soldiers with the Venom symbiotes, and this is going to be a story about that, Venom. I think that's kind of cool. It's a silly name, but Donny Cates is doing the silliest, most awesome, preposterous stories, and he makes it work, and it works so well. A very thin announcement from fall of this year for a Spider-Man centric event called Spider-Geddon. We don't know anything else about it, but obviously Armageddon meets Spider-Man, Spider-Geddon. We don't know anything else about it. I'm sure maybe Nick Spencer's involved. I think it's going to be kind of like a Spider-Verse type thing. I think it's going to be like a Spider-Verse type thing. I think that people are going to be like killing different Spider-Men and all that kind of stuff. So we don't know anything about that. But what we do know about is that Peter Tomasi is bringing back Super Sons with Adventures of the Super Sons starting in August. It's going to be a 12-issue maxi series. So Super Sons fans, rejoice. It is coming back, and more than just that Dynamite one-shot. There's going to be a whole 12-issue series. I'm super, super pumped to see that. The cover looks awesome. The cover looks so, so good. Let's move over to some movies and TV announcements. No TV stuff. Yeah, some TV stuff. First of all, I saw the Death of Superman trailer. I haven't been keeping up with DCU animated films as much as I was before. I loved those animated films, especially when they just kind of took like like monumental works of comic book history and adapted them, right? Things like New Justice League, New Frontier, right? Things like that. I really, really like stuff like that. Year One, of course, All-Star Superman. Those are great movies. But once they started like that Flashpoint thing, post all that, like when they started like having a shared universe, I just never really got into them that well. That was a real long explanation to say, I thought the Death of Superman looked kind of cool. I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked neat. I mean, I didn't have any problems with it. I don't know. And I like that they're giving this movie a little bit of space, a little bit of time. They're not just doing it all in one movie like they did with Superman Doomsday, which I didn't like. By the way, one of the things we're going to be doing on Movie Monday at some point in the future is going through all those animated DC films. Is that something you want to see? If so, comment below. Let us know, and we will definitely do it. I saw the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer. I highly encourage you to do it, especially if you're a Queen fan. This movie's about Queen. It's a biopic about Freddie Mercury. It looks awesome. The way that they took all the different Queen songs and meshed them together for the trailer, it was great. The trailer doesn't really give you much, but obviously these cats look like Queen. It's going to sound like Queen. It looks like a really cool movie, and a good musical biopic is really cool every once in a while. And I like Walk the Line, for instance, is an amazing one. So I'm super pumped for that movie. TV-wise, let's talk about Thundercats Roar real quick, because in the PCP Army, people lost their minds over this. I grew up a huge Thundercats fan, so I understand why people are immediately like, what? Plus, a few years ago, they gave us a new Thundercats animated series that was really, really good, but like it didn't really like do so well, and they kind of like cut it short. Well, unfortunately, that's what happened. They cut it short because it just didn't have the support there. And I like the original series as well, and I think it holds up amazingly. I really do, and I love those toys. So I look at this new Thundercats thing, and I'm like, this isn't necessarily for me. But I like that they're taking this property and they're doing something with it that seems like it's something fresh and new for a new generation. This Thundercats stuff's not really made for us old school fans, but they're trying to get a whole bunch of new fans. A lot of comparisons to Steven Universe with the art style. The guy that is doing this does some of those type of shows and things like that. So I get it. The art style is a little weird, and they're going a comedic route with it, and it seems like they're taking themselves way like silly. Like they're not taking themselves seriously whatsoever. I think it's a cool thing. It looks fun. It looks hip. It seems like something that people can watch with their kids, and I think that's what they're going for. I would prefer to have something more like they did a few years ago, obviously. However, if we really cared that much, we can go back and we can watch that series from a few years ago. We can go back, we can watch the series from the 80s. If you're not interested in this new one, then just avoid it, right? Because it's not really made for us. It's going to be like, I think it's made for kids, like absolutely made for kids. But that's what I got this week. Let's take out some pop culture philosopher news here. Movie Monday, I mentioned it earlier. It is coming back. It'll be back May 28th with a review of Han Solo. So we're going to be watching Han Solo. That's going to be the first one of our summer season of Movie Monday. And we're going to be hitting some of those big summer movies like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Fallen Kingdom, stuff like that. But we're also going to be spending the summer going through the Spider-Man films. We're going to do the 3 Sam Raimi movies. We're going to do the 2 Mark Webb ones with Andrew Garfield. Then we're going to do like a special video, release it to our Patreons a little bit, like maybe a week or 2 early. But we're going to do a video where the 3 of us, the Movie Monday crew, are going to be talking about who is the best cinematic Spider-Man and what we think and why. So I think that's really fun. I think it's going to be super, super cool. 80s science fiction, that podcast is out right now. You can find it at popculturephilosophers.com. The next one's going to be fantasy. That's very exciting. It's going to have Drew and Brooks on it, supposedly, so that's exciting. I mentioned the PCP Army. It is our Facebook group, brand new. It's fun. We talk about comics. We talk about movies. We share funny images, things like that. So go on Facebook. Go to our page. You can probably find it there, or just search PCP Army and join up. It's super fun. You get to interact with me and some of the PCP crew and, of course, our fans. And it's been a hoot. I've loved it so much. Tonight, I will be streaming live on our YouTube channel at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. That is tonight. I will be streaming for about an hour or so, talking about comics, movies, and pop culture, all that jazz. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about any of this news or anything else, especially that Thundercats Roar stuff. I bet we're going to get some comments about that because it's a very divisive subject, and like I said, it's not what I would prefer, but it's what they're giving us, and if it's cool, it's going to be cool, but I mean, I think it's for kids, you know, so obviously, whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and check us out, like I said, at popculturephilosophers.com for podcast blogs and a whole lot more. We'll see you later on this week for the weekly comic book review. It will be out Wednesday. I'm going to go see A Perfect Circle on Tuesday night. Not going to have an opportunity to read the books on Tuesday or do the video, but it will be up as soon as I can get it up Wednesday afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. Weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up, of course, next week. We are back full board through the summer. Let's do it here at Pop Culture Philosophers. Thank you for joining the Army. Thank you for rocking with us. Keep on reading.